Many police officers think that they're above the law and that their uniform gives them extra power and authority. Today we're talking about police officers who have gone so far that they should lose their jobs because of their behavior. Let's go to the videos. A cop and a woman from the health department came to a man's property to warn him about some issues in his yard. Right from the start, the man didn't appreciate them being on his land because he felt they could be accused of trespassing. To his surprise, the cop realized he might have overstepped and decided to stand on the road outside the man's yard instead. Seeing this as a chance, the man began to explain that he wasn't doing anything illegal. He told them the utility company was wrong when they reported he was keeping chemical containers on his property. He clarified that these were rainwater collection containers, which aren't illegal or harmful to the environment.
Cody, my name's Robert. I'm one of the newer officers at the police department over here.
Cool.
I'm just here with the health department to let her describe a few things. We can hopefully help you get them fixed.
Yeah.
No issues at the moment. I'm here with her. So.
Well, I saw the notice you guys left on my door right after my case got dismissed, first and foremost.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I don't appreciate you guys harassing me.
Yeah.
Secondly, no trespassing. There's no trespassing on this property. I don't want you on my property.
Okay, well, let us step
Third.
record. Let us step over here, okay?
Yeah, I would have appreciated that from the get-go.
No, like I said, unless they're not going to yell from them.
And I received your notices, and for one...
You haven't received anything from me
Yeah,
yet.
No, I'm talking about for you.
Yeah, I did. I signed it. Yes.
Yeah. So I received your notices about dumping septic on my land. I've never dumped septic on my land. There's a bathroom in the house, and that has septic to the city septic. Okay, which is all within the health department, and that's where my shit goes, and that's where my piss goes, and it always has, and it has from day one, and it always has. So your claims are frivolous, and they're not true.
Okay.
And I don't.
Frivolous. Can we say what I originally signed it for? It was for these and the property, and generally couldn't even cleaned up.
Well,
I did motion to you and send on the paper. You're correct.
No, it says septic, but there's no septic being here, so that was a frivolous claim. Secondly, the chemical containers are not a violation, and those are food grade water containers for water storage, and water rain collection is not illegal in the state of Ohio.
That's correct.
So there's nothing wrong with those containers. Those are food grade.
Then the cop started making a fuss about the man dumping septic waste in his yard. The man calmly explained that his bathroom septic system was connected directly to the city system. It seemed like the cop was trying to find something to blame on the man, but didn't really know what. And that ended up being the last straw for the man. He told the cop and the health department woman that this was his property and he could live on it however he wanted. He made it clear that he was following the rules and wasn't doing anything wrong. What would you do if you were in this man's place?
Those are not chemical containers as you depicted, so that's frivolous as well. Also, you got my address wrong, amongst other things. So once again, I just want this to be the last time that I have to say this. I'm tired of being harassed by you guys. This is my property. I pay taxes here. This is my life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. This is my survival. I have the right to plant gardens. I have the right to grow my garden as high as I want, in my front yard, in my side yard, wherever I want. I have the right to take a shit in my house whenever I want. I have the right to have a camper in my backyard. Okay, all that is well within my Ohio laws, well within the health code, well within everything. So I'm tired of you guys harassing me, and I'm sorry that you have to be a part of this because they've been harassing me for months. And he's just doing what the other dipshit in the car is telling him to do. Okay. So that's all this is. And I'm tired of it, and it's done.
And Cody, and
it's done.
No, hold on. Now wait, are you going to listen to her?
No. It's done. Okay. And don't step back on my property.
Thank you, Cody. Have a good day, Cody.
Have a great day. And ma'am, if you need my number and you need to talk to me directly, I'm happy to help you with anything. It's just these guys have been harassing me for months. Literally, they've been harassing me for months. They've been charging me with all kinds of frivolous charges for my window tints, for this and that and the other. They all get dismissed in court, and I'm just sick and tired of it.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with any of that. I just got called for the septic thing, and
right.
so I wasn't sure.
I'm happy to show you my working toilet if you'd like to see it, if that helps you in any.
Mind? Because
No,
that would
not
help me
at all. Come on. Come on.
So let him know I'm going with you for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't have to be an expert in law to understand trespassing. It's pretty clear that no one can be accused of trespassing in a public place. However, these cops seem to forget that when they approached a woman who was filming something on her phone in a public parking lot. It was pretty obvious that her exercising her constitutional rights bothered them, and they had an issue with her camera. Since they couldn't punish her for filming, they made up a story about getting a call that she was on someone else's property. Even though she insisted she wasn't, they refused to listen and even threatened to arrest her if she didn't show her ID immediately. It's clear they escalated the situation way too much, didn't they? Cops often do things like this when their egos get hurt.
We get a call out here and you're on their property.
Yeah.
We're taking you to jail because you've been warned. This is your warning.
His supervisor even said, well, as long as she's out there on the sidewalk, she's fine. So I don't know what I'm not going on the property. Okay, no problem.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
I didn't go and I'm not going to. I don't want to.
What's your name?
I'm not going to give it to you.
Why not? You're supposed to have ID on you.
What? I'm not driving a car.
You gotta have some form of ID on you.
No.
To identify yourself.
No.
No?
But why would I give you ID for taking pictures in public?
They said you were trespassing.
I didn't
That's
go
why
over
we're
there.
out here.
I didn't go over there, though.
Uh,
Ask them. They'll tell you I didn't go over
they said
there.
you were on the property.
I was on the public sidewalk.
So what's your name?
I'm not going to give that information.
What's your name?
I have no reason to give you that
We're
information.
here because you were trespassing.
But
so
look, they're
if you can't
videoing me.
identify yourself, we'll take you to jail.
That would be a shame.
Well,
I haven't gone on the property. Ask the guy at
I'm
the
asking
tower.
you simply for ID.
But I haven't broken
Any
the
form
law.
of ID.
I
What's your
didn't break
name?
the law, and I'm not driving a car. I'm taking pictures in public.
What's your name?
I'm sorry, I don't want to give that information out.
Why not?
I have no reason to. I haven't done anything wrong. If I've broken a law,
You see if they can go get the video camera footage and see if she was on their property. And if so, we'll detain you and figure out who you are.
okay. Okay, I never did go on the property. I've been all in this public area.
There are video
Ask the guy.
cameras,
I
there's
know.
I asked him. He said you were on the property.
I never went
We've
over
been through
there.
this 100 times.
Not 100, but I never went over there on their property. I've been on this public
Why are you being
access.
difficult? Like, why can't you just give me your name and info?
I
I gave
have
you my
no-
name and info.
Because you're working in your official capacity and,
And
you
you're out in
approached me.
public and don't have.
I don't
any
need one to
ID.
walk out on the road in public.
You're supposed to have an ID on you.
It's a law that every American has to have an ID.
One of the cops even asked the woman why she had a problem showing her ID. She knew the answer. She wasn't obligated to because she hadn't broken any laws. But the cop's ego was so bruised that he decided to detain her to forcibly find out who she was. To make matters worse, he claimed she had to identify herself because she knew his name from his uniform. But dude, that's just part of his job. His name is there because it has to be, not to force people to show their IDs. These cops did all this just to scare the woman, but in the end, she wasn't identified or arrested. Instead, they ended up with a walk of shame, having failed to intimidate her as they intended.
This is
be able
not,
to
for one, it's not a stop and ID state. Number two, I didn't break a law.
Show me.
I hope you know that. Well, the Constitution has it written out pretty clear.
What does it
then,
say?
Then the Supreme Court said you don't have to have
What does it say?
any permission to take pictures of public property.
I never said you couldn't take pictures.
But that's all I was doing. I never went over
They're
into their
saying
property.
You were on their property.
I've been
They
everywhere in
told you to
public.
leave
But
your
anyway,
property.
yes, the guy. I never went over there. I've been in all this public area. I never went past anything. Now I did go all the way up to your police door, which is public.
That's fine. I'm not
I know,
saying-
but I did
we're
the same
talking
thing
about their
there.
property,
I didn't
ma'am,
do
not
anything.
Police precinct.
Well, I'll explain to you what I've done.
You're not listening to me.
I did listen. If you want to say it in a different way, I'll listen again.
So if they have video and you're on the property, they said they want to prosecute. So if you're on their property and they want to prosecute,
Okay.
then we'll arrest you.
All right. Thank you. It's real,
You're
real
welcome.
sweet of you.
That's how the law works.
Hmm.
You should know that. You seem to be pretty informed. So you're just out taking pictures.
Yeah.
No reason.
Yeah.
Just like taking pictures.
It's called photography.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, man. They said, don't be on their property. So, you understand that? Don't
Uh-huh.
be on their property.
Hmm.
And we won't have any problems. Alright?
Got
Any
it?
questions?
No.
Alright?
Walk of shame.
These two rookie cops here were apparently very bored at work when they decided to approach a man who was just sitting in his car minding his own business. And right from the start, they threatened to arrest him and ordered him to get out of the car for their safety. They probably thought the man would be scared, but he just ignored them and even rolled up his car window. Legendary. Just imagine how much this must have annoyed the cops. One of them started saying the man was under arrest, but he didn't even know why. He even tried to forcefully open the car door, but it was locked. It's incredible how some cops think they have the right to behave so badly. The other cop realized realized they had no real reason to arrest the man, so he claimed they were witnesses and caught the man in disorderly conduct. Now, if you're confused, don't worry, so was the man. Nothing had happened to justify their actions. Then their sergeant came over. He listened to what the man had to say, but in the end, he was just another bad cop. He quickly sided with the rookies and continued where they left off, ordering the man to get out of the car.
What in the hell is going on? What? I'm on private property, boss. Have I broken the law?
Step out of the vehicle, please.
Have I broken the law?
No, but we're officer safety. We don't know what's in the vehicle.
All right.
I'd like you to step out and we can talk.
Well, this isn't a traffic stop, and I haven't broken the law.
You're a lawful order.
This is not a traffic stop, and I have not broken a law. I'm under arrest? What am I under arrest for?
Get out of the car.
Yeah, what disorderly conduct?
Get out of the car. We'll talk about it. But right now, you're resisting arrest.
Get out of the car, we're going to drag you out. Break your window, drag you out.
What conduct did I do that was disorderly? You witnessed disorderly conduct?
ARS 13-1904.
You witnessed disorderly conduct? Wait, you witnessed disorderly conduct to arrest me? Is there a sergeant here?
My lieutenant's right here.
Okay, you witnessed disorderly conduct to arrest me, Lieutenant? Well, he's saying I'm under arrest. Well, am I under arrest or not? So I'm not under arrest and they just threatened arrest? Okay, I'll agree with you there. Clearly I'm being lawfully detained. Am I under arrest like this officer just said? You said I'm not. Well... Freaking vent's so loud, I gotta... Okay.
Sir, please step out of the vehicle.
No.
Okay.
So I said I'll talk to you.
Okay, do you have any weapons in your car?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Because this is a big difference between us taking you out or not. So you can roll down the window the whole way and let us see your hands.
Okay, you guys have my... You can see my hands. You can see my hands.
This isn't in a good...
Bro,
We're getting to the point where this isn't in a good...
I understand my rights. I know officer safety. Seeing both of my hands right now, if it's a lawful traffic stop, on private property? Yeah, so what am I being stopped for? I want to know. He said I'm under arrest, and you said maybe. Now I'm not stopped for a traffic stop. Clearly. Okay, to investigate something. To investigate something?
Yes.
Okay. What are you investigating? Okay. Well, it wasn't disorderly. So, what do you want to know?
However, the only thing that interested this man was why he was stopped in the first place. The sergeant claimed they were investigating disorderly conduct, but that still didn't explain why they stopped him. The man pointed out that they couldn't legally stop him on private property and that it couldn't be considered a traffic stop. This only gave them a new idea to accuse him of trespassing because they were on private property. The man explained that he was part of that private property and had a contract with the property owners, but the cops still didn't want to listen. The only thing these cops did right was knowing that they had to identify themselves and give their badge numbers when asked by citizens. One of the rookie cops tried again to accuse the man of camping on private property. Clearly frustrated, the man emphasized once more that he could stay on the property by paying and even had a lifetime membership. What was so hard to understand here? Imagine how frustrating it must have been for this man. He was hassled for no good reason, just because these cops were bored and looking for trouble. It's a clear example of how some cops can misuse their authority. The man knew his rights and stood firm, but it shouldn't be this hard for someone to explain their legal right to be on private property. And yes, don't forget to always lock your car doors when dealing with these numbskulls.
Like you say, it's private property, made up. I have leaser's rights. I'm part of the private property, boss. I got a lease for a $6,500 contract. Why don't you talk to this guy for a second? We could work. Yeah, how about these guys and how about me and you talk and these guys just cover your ID by chance, sir? If I haven't broken a law, I'm not giving you my ID. No, you're being lawful, but reserve. Hey, stop talking to me. Your lieutenant's talking to me. You shitting grin. Yeah, look at you. You just want to shoot somebody or beat their ass. This is the kind of cop that we all know is out looking for trouble. We all saw that grin. We know he wants to bust this window and drag me out. This one here too. This one de-escalating, super good. You can tell why he's the lieutenant. Can these guys, look at that face. Just run his plate. Oh, let's just get it. We can get it either way because it's crack. We need his ID. It's crack cocaine, man. We got to get that ID. Here, look at. We'll see what this one is. No bald head, so a little bit of a... All right, sir. So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your lieutenant. Cover, contact. Contact, cover. Okay? So, well, you're the only one that's not aggravating me and seems to be level-headed enough. These guys clearly want to escalate, pull me out of the truck and beat my ass, take me to jail. These guys over here just don't want to be wrong and get corporate ball because they already screwed up. I am by myself. I've been a member of this for over 2 years. I haven't broken any laws. So go anywhere. This way. What? Can I get your name and badge number, boss? 11041. What's your name? What's your name? Incorrect. What is it? Deputy. That's him? Thank you, Hughes. Appreciate you being professional. You and the lieutenant, super professional. Those two gonna get you guys in trouble. That's your point. What was your name and badge number real quick? I didn't get yours.
My first name is Patrick. Last name is name 105.
All right, thank you.
So do you camp here?
I full-time, I'm part of this. I was just telling him, this is like a timeshare for RVs.
Okay.
You buy a membership in, you can ranges from like 6,000 to 16,000, and then you pay yearly dues, and then you travel full time through the system throughout the U.S.
So it's kind of like a landlord tenant.
Yes, I would say that would be the closest thing.
Okay. Because my understanding was you were just a camper.
No, I have a contract for a lifetime member.
Have you ever had the cops come up to you and hassle you for just sitting on the sidewalk? Well, if you haven't, you're in luck. Unlike you, this guy ran into two cops who thought they had a reason to bother someone who had done nothing wrong. When they approached him, they saw he was holding a cell phone, so being the nosy pigs they are, they decided to ask him what he was recording. What they didn't expect was that this guy knew his civil rights really well. He calmly explained that he wasn't doing anything against the law. He was simply recording everything he saw, which is protected by the First Amendment. The cops, who should definitely know this, seemed taken aback. After all, they took an oath to protect the constitutional rights of all citizens, right? Seeing that the guy knew his rights, the cops decided to switch tactics. They then accused him of blocking the sidewalk with his seat. But there's no law that says you can't sit on the sidewalk, right? This guy wasn't doing anything disruptive or bothering anyone.
Traffic, and you can see people walking, and I'm documenting that by law right now, that people are walking. So I'm not going to move unless it's a lawful directive order.
That's the whole purpose of us speaking to you, sir.
I know. So is there any infractional offenses that...
Right now you're obstructing the sidewalk. It's sidewalk obstruction.
I'm not, because you can see right now that I'm recording that people are walking and freely walking from place to place.
You can also see that you are sitting in the middle of the sidewalk. Why don't you take a whole
I can't
while
sit in the middle of the sidewalk. I can't.
Middle. Right,
I
but
can't.
also you're also with a table.
I know, I can be with a table.
You're also providing vending goods.
It's only two legs, and I don't have any products that I'm actually soliciting or selling. So lawfully, I'm going to decline that respectfully. It's not anything personal, but I'm going to decline that because I know that I have a First Amendment right. I know that I have a legal reprimanded right to speak, freely talk to people, and conversate with people that I want to conversate with.
So you do work for Whole Foods?
No, I didn't tell you that I directly work for Whole Foods.
I can see
but
Whole Foods and I can see
that doesn't.
Whole Foods
But the constitutional liberties that I have are not infringed upon just because I purchase a Whole Foods gift card with my own currency, my own money, and I can choose to freely do that if I have the freedom and the currency to choose to pay for that. That doesn't inhibit my right and my constitutional liberty to speak to people on a public sidewalk. So I'm going to just decline that, and I think the conversation's over. And I appreciate you coming over here to do your job and, maybe ask some questions or, obtain some information, but I'm going to rightfully participate in my rights not to give out that information. Thank you, sir.
You're a smart man, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
This isn't over, hold on.
Thank you. Can I also have your name and badge number? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
So one of the cops took it a step further by asking this guy to identify himself. The guy calmly explained that he had no problem with showing his ID, but only if they told him what crime he had committed, since that's the only time he's required to identify himself. The cop said he was blocking the sidewalk, which isn't a crime, right? Once again, outwitted, the cops scrambled to pin just about anything on this guy. One of them tried to accuse him of soliciting because there was food around him, suggesting he was selling food illegally to make money, but that just wasn't true. The guy explained that he had bought the food for pigs or that people had thrown their leftovers around. Still not giving up, the cops then demanded demanded he explain what activity was related to the First Amendment. Of course, he wasn't obligated to explain anything to them since there's no rule requiring that. He told them he was with an environmental protection organization talking to passerbys for a survey. And upon hearing this, the cops decided they now had the right to harass him further, insisting he tell them which organization he was working with. Imagine dealing with this kind of hassle for just sitting on the sidewalk and exercising your rights. The guy knew his rights and stood firm, showing how important it is to be aware and assertive. Even though the cops kept trying to find something to blame him for, he stayed calm and made sure they knew he wasn't doing anything wrong.
They said there was a request, right? And it could be from that lady that's over from the side that's saying certain things. There's many people who have sold things on the sidewalk, and I don't sell anything.
Okay, so what is it that you do?
Well, I just don't wish to provide that information unless, there's any type of infractional offense that...
No, I'm just curious as to what it is that this setup is that is blocking the sidewalk here. I see you have certain credentials on you, so you come from somewhere.
Right.
An organization of some sort?
Yes.
Okay, what is the organization?
Well, I would prefer not to relieve that information at the moment, but I will say that there is a program called the Clean Energy Alliance Group that we have connections with. That's all I want to relieve the information on. And unless you can obtain any legal information that I'm breaking a law, or infringing on anybody's freedom to,
So you're exercising your First Amendment right, is what you're saying, with what it is that you're doing. But then you have to explain what that is, though.
No, I don't have to explain it unless there's a
how is it protected
unless
by the
there's a
First
crime
Amendment?
being committed. I don't have to explain.
It's not a crime.
Okay, so
this is all civil. There's
all right,
no
so is this
criminal
an
activity
investigatory stop? Am I being detained,
No,
or am I?
not at
Okay,
all.
so I just want to be free to participate in my rights.
Yes, you are. You are.
That's
Absolutely.
it. That's it. I don't want to say any more information. That's just all I want to do. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I was telling your officers. That's it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
What are you thanking me for?
Just thanking you for respecting my rights. Thank you.
Right. Now, there is the right to the store.
No, the store doesn't have any overriding liberties to infringe my constitutional rights.
Right. But you haven't yet explained that you have anything here that has to do with the constitutional rights of anything.
I did. I told you that I'm participating in my legal freedom of speech and my freedom to conversate with people that are walking on a public sidewalk. This is not a privately owned sidewalk, sir. This is not a privately owned residence or building. So again, I'm just going to say that I don't want to provide any more additional information that is not required for me or lawfully required for me to provide to you. That's it.
We got ourselves a paralegal right here. That's good. Flexionrates.org.
So you're not affiliated with the Whole Foods because I see some of these things says Whole Foods on.
None of that matters, sir. Because there's no litigational consequences for me purchasing.
However, these cops didn't want to let go of the idea that this guy was soliciting, so they started questioning him about some food gift cards they found around him. They wondered if he was handing them out. I mean, is it so hard to believe that they might not be his? People throw all sorts of pamphlets on the street every day. This guy had already told them what he was doing. Even if he was handing out gift cards, that's not a crime and shouldn't be a reason for the cops to hassle him. Am I right? One of the cops even admitted on camera that they weren't accusing him of doing anything illegal. Great. Then why were they still there talking to him and wasting his time? Surely they had more important things to do. The guy finally told them to go back to whoever called them in the first place. The guy had mentioned a call earlier, so he started putting two and two together and figured out maybe it was some woman who reported him just because she had nothing better to do.
Whole Foods gift cards and participating in my right to speak to people. That's it.
Right. So that's what these are? They're Whole Food gift cards?
I'm just not gonna. You can look at it and decide for yourself. But I'm not going to provide any more information unless...
But that's what you said. You just said that there were Whole Food gift cards, that you were conversing with people and were giving them gift cards.
I can freely do that, sir.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just, we're talking now, just so I want to understand.
And I'm just saying
what
that
it is
that's all the
you're
information you're going to get. That's it. That's just
all the information. But you keep giving more information, so I'm just curious.
No, I'm just telling you what you need to know, so you know that I'm not, doing anything with ill will. That's all. Because I'm having the courtesy to do that. Respecting law enforcement like law enforcement respects me as an American, as a citizen that pays his own taxes, that works for himself, that doesn't ask for assistance for the government. He does it for himself. So I'm asking for you guys to respect that because what I told you before was that there was a lady over there who was constantly trying to call police officers on multitudes of people speaking on the sidewalk because I don't know if she's in distress or if she has some type of mental problems. I don't know, but I'm just telling you the information that I'm just relieving to you, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say. So unless there's anything else that, like, you know, you're finding for yourself that I'm participating in that's illegal, that can lead to litigational consequences, I don't wish to talk to you guys anymore. That's it.
You don't have to talk to me.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
But there's nothing worse than a wounded cop's ego. Play that tiny violin. They decided to turn the conversation into an absurdity when they saw the guy's shirt had energy written on it. One of the cops went back to the idea of soliciting, claiming there was no reason for energy to be on his shirt since he wasn't wearing a solar hat or emitting energy. Yeah, some things really only make sense in the heads of cops. When the guy tried to explain, the cop interrupted saying he was arguing for no reason. But that wasn't true. The guy was just answering their dumb questions. Despite his efforts to defend his civil rights, it was his word against the cops. Imagine almost getting arrested for soliciting when all you did was sit on the sidewalk. And to make matters worse, the cops here thought the guy owed them an explanation, which just isn't true. According to the Fifth Amendment, anyone who isn't breaking the law can remain silent, and the Fourth Amendment means he didn't have to identify himself. It seems like 6 weeks of police academy isn't enough for some to do this job properly. It's a stark reminder that while the law is there to protect us, we still need to be aware of our rights and not let anyone misuse their authority just to intimidate us.
Reading publicly, right? So since I can read, and it says something about energy on your credentials, right? So energy is a service, unless you make the energy yourself, right? And you're propelling a dynamo, or you have a solar panel hat, right? So the energy that you're representing is made by a corporation of some sort.
It can be made by a corporation, sir, but unless I'm actually specifically soliciting a type of product or accessible product that exchanges a currency, there's no legal recommended.
A service does not have to have any exchange of currency.
Okay, good.
A service is a service. If you're providing a service or soliciting to provide a service, you have to follow the vendor rules.
That's not what I'm doing. Again, to solicit a service, there has to be an exchange of currency.
No, not at all.
Yes,
no,
there does.
No, the service can be without.
And you haven't seen me exchange any of that, sir. You haven't seen me exchange.
You don't have to see it.
Yes, you do. No. You can't just make assumptions.
I'm not making assumptions. I'm reading.
Yeah, you can read stuff, but just because it says energy doesn't mean that you have a legal right to intimidatively ask questions.
No, we're just having a conversation that you can stop having at any time.
Okay.
You continue in the conversation.
No, I'm just responding with the information I want to respond with.
I am saying to you.
But I'm not giving you any other information than that.
All right. But
I know somebody, like I said.
So if I call
you're nice to me,
number,
I'm nice to you.
All right. So
if you're nice to me,
I'm going to call this 800 number, right? 800 number on his necklace. So if I call that 800 number.
Just because you call a number, sir, doesn't mean you have any legal litigational authorization to proceed with any type of inhibitions against you, sir. Because you haven't seen me exchange any money for a service, so that's not going to work. That's not going to fly. It's not going to work, buddy.
Yeah. You don't have to.
Yeah, I do. Because you can't just violate my Fourth Amendment right, or tell me that I can't sit on a sidewalk, sir. You can't
you can sit on the sidewalk. I'm not saying you can't sit on the sidewalk. Nobody said that. Who said that? My officer didn't tell you that.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that in your New York Police Department policy, you have to.
When a man was taking photos with his phone in public, a rookie cop approached him aggressively, claiming he didn't know who he was and kept his hand on his weapon the whole time as if dealing with a major psycho. The thing is, this cop didn't need to know who the man was. The cop falsely claimed it was forbidden to take pictures near their military base. But where's the law or rule about that? There weren't any signs or markings anywhere saying no cameras, so the man wasn't doing anything wrong. The cop didn't want to back down, so he called for backup, reporting a sovereign citizen taking pictures and filming. At no point did the man identify himself as a sovereign citizen, so he had no idea where the cop got that information. By the way, have you noticed how cops often team up with other cops in situations like this just to feel more powerful and authoritative? The man explained that he was a free journalist, but the cop then insisted he prove it and asked which press he worked for. But what part of free journalist was unclear to the cop.
I don't know who you are. Don't put your hands on your gun. Are you kidding me?
Go ahead and turn around for me, sir.
I'm not turning around.
All right, go ahead and step to your vehicle. Am I being detained?
You're not being detained, but you're being questioned.
Okay. No. Look, you don't even have authority out here. Can you please take your hand off your gun? I'm just taking photos out in public.
Listen, sir.
I'm gathering information about what public officials do on public property.
Okay, I understand.
And I'm recording matters of public interest.
For my safety, I just want to go ahead and pat you down.
No, I don't consent to any searches. I don't consent to any pat downs. Please relax, okay?
PM1.
Please relax. I will show you that I do not have any weapons on me, okay?
Thank you.
All right? I'm a little fat, okay, but...
No, listen, everything that's been going on right now, I'm just...
All right, what is your name, Ruiz? You're a specialist?
My name is Specialist Ruiz.
Okay.
PM1105. Okay.
All right, I don't have any weapons.
Taking pictures of military installation.
Sir, I'm gathering...
You know that, right?
No, I disagree.
Okay, so now you've been
watch
advised.
out. Step over here out of the road so you don't get...
All right.
I'm gathering information about what public officials do on public property. I'm just recording matters of public interest. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Do you work for somebody? You work for the Associated Press? Do you have any press connected?
I'm not answering any further questions. Thank you. I've explained to you that what I'm doing, so...
B1051. Seems like we have a sovereign citizen here taking photographs of the entrance.
I am not a sovereign citizen, sir. Where do you get that from? I'm a citizen taking photos out in public. Now, you just put my life in danger by saying that. You have no evidence that I'm a sovereign citizen. Now, you're putting my life in danger by saying that. You have no evidence. I've explained to you that I'm a citizen out in public taking photographs.
Okay, you're taking photographs of military
That's exactly what I'm taking.
That's illegal.
Okay, what law are you citing that makes it illegal?
Okay, you cannot take photographs of a government installation, especially our security posture.
What law are you stating? What law are you citing?
Not much time passed before more cops gathered around this man. Boy, we've seen this before, haven't we? They talked among themselves about what the problem was with the man taking photos with his phone, but the truth is, these cops shouldn't have even come as backup. All that they needed to do was explain to the rookie cop that using a camera isn't a crime, and that no matter how uncomfortable it made him, it didn't justify giving up civil rights. In the end, one of the backup cops turned out to be the most professional. He asked the man if he had any questions or if there was anything he could help with. The man just thanked him for being professional. This is the difference between a not-so-bad cop and a bad cop. A not-so-bad cop wouldn't associate with those who want to boost their ego at any cost. As for the other cops, they should lose their jobs straight away. Their behavior was unacceptable and showed a lack of understanding and respect for the man's rights.
Some identifying information, just so I can verify who you are?
I'd rather not give any identification.
Sir?
I don't want...
We've got his name on it. Should we
Keepers or something like that. Oh, that's an internet thing.
Photography is not a crime. I'm with
military installation is
Well, only it's posted, because we're not posted for no arrest.
but I got this one. Okay? Appreciate it, guys.
All right, so
Thanks.
Anyway, all right. I'm not noticing.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. These guys work for me. All right. But I mean, we're like, if there's anything not above board going on here, I definitely want to know about it.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be the first one jumping up and down.
All right. I understand.
Let me give you my contact information. Okay. Because
he said I was a sovereign citizen. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I don't have anything against sovereign citizens, but I'm not affiliated with them.
I have, like I said, I stopped paying my dues to those keepers a while back just because. But I am a self-identified Oathkeeper.
Okay.
But that's me.
All right.
The Chief of Military Police and the
Major. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've been in the Army. I wasn't in the Army myself.
But you know, look, there's a lot of us still starting to believe wholeheartedly I'm heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And trust me, I've all the way through my bosses that work there.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you ever have any questions about something that's going on here, I'd appreciate you contact me first.
Understood. Okay. Thank you, Major.
Be an ally.
Okay. All right. I got your card. I'll do that. All right. Thank you.
When the man went to the police station to file a complaint against one cop, he decided to take a few photos around the area just to see how the cops there would react to a citizen exercising their constitutional rights. One of the cops took the bait and approached the man, asking him to leave. What the cop forgot was that the man was on public property the whole time, and no one had the right to tell him where to stand. The cop tried to justify his request by claiming it was uncomfortable to film around many cops going in and out of the station and didn't feel comfortable being filmed. But what does that have to do with the man? As far as I know, cops are law enforcers, not feeling enforcers. For some reason, this cop thought he was above the law and had every right to order the man to stand on the sidewalk. Similar to the cops from the last video, this cop should also lose his job because he just doesn't understand that the area around the police station, which is open to the public, is just like the sidewalk.
I don't answer any questions, sorry, sir.
Okay, then can you please be escorted off property?
Is this public space here?
Okay, look, I know what you're trying to do.
What am I trying to do?
I know the videos,
Yep.
online, everything else. I get that.
Yep.
Okay, But you're actually on jail property.
Correct. Okay.
All right, you're actually on jail property.
So the reason why I'm being here is I'm coming in to get a complaint form for an officer, and I was trying to do that.
I'm the one you need to talk to.
Yeah, I just need a complaint form.
Okay. The office is not open right now. So if you actually want to make a complaint,
right,
you're going to have to speak to me.
Yes.
Okay? Because the only way you could get a complaint form is actually coming and speaking with our AI investigator.
The IA or AI?
AI.
AI. All right. So that's good. So this walking through here is not a public sidewalk where I can just walk on here and do that, and a jail is not a public facility under Georgia's code, Smith v. Cumming. I can't come here and check what's going on with citizens or the employees.
Again, I understand where you're
So if you know, Sergeant Brown, if you know that, why are you telling me that I have to leave the property?
Okay, I'm not telling you have to leave the property.
Right.
Right now, you're on the jail property.
Sure.
Which is state property.
Yes, and it's public property.
Okay, also it's public property.
Thank
I
you.
understand that, okay? But what you have to is public funded. Okay?
Correct.
All right, because taxes pay for it.
That's
I
right.
understand that,
Yeah,
okay? But right here in the Sally Port and everything else, it's a secure facility.
Perfect.
Okay?
No one's
All
been
right.
under the Sally Port. Don't stretch it.
Okay. Dude.
Not a dude. I'm a citizen. I called you by your name, Sergeant Brown.
Okay, but like I explained to you,
Yep.
okay? Right now, the shift change, we've got officers walking in and out. Okay, we've got patrol cars out here.
Sure.
Okay, if you want to, that is a public sidewalk over there.
Okay.
This is not a public sidewalk. You
This
see
whole
all these?
this whole area is public.
Okay, I understand what you're
I'm
trying
not.
to do.
She asked me. She
Okay,
approached
I'm
me.
asking you nicely.
Don't interrupt me,
Just-
Sergeant. I was going to tell you.
Don't interrupt me.
No, you don't interrupt me. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I was over here. I was just talking.
No, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do.
I was talking about the tag readers.
Okay.
Hey, do you have a patrol lieutenant? Excuse me, a lieutenant on duty? Just you? You're the supervisor for the whole night tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. This area is public. I already called one of the council members, the commissioners, and asked about it. This area right here, this walking through here is 100% public. Like you said, under the Sally Port here, I was talking about the tag readers and also about the reviews that you guys have online, and you're basically telling me that those reviews are accurate, your behavior here.
By coincidence, there was a jail near the police station, and the cop decided to bring that up. He claimed that filming near the prison, a high-security building, wasn't allowed. But really, why worry if it's so secure? The cop tried to spin some stupid story that the man was helping someone escape from prison, but he failed miserably. Then the cop said he knew exactly what the man was trying to do, accusing him of provoking them to make a video. If the cop knew this, then why did he react so aggressively? Trying piss poorly to outsmart the man, the cop's words started to lose their meaning as he rambled on with nonsense. Total word salad. He complained that it wasn't fair he had to answer all the man's questions while the man refused to answer his. Well, the difference is the man wasn't a public servant. The man was simply exercising his rights, and the cop's reaction was completely out of line.
I'm not doing anything wrong. Walking through here and checking to see what's going on. I'm not sticking this camera over here. I was looking at those tag readers on there, talking about the cost of them, and you're telling me you know exactly what I'm doing, but you're doing it. This is Worth County Sheriff's Office, guys.
So, what is it that I'm doing?
I'm
asking you to stay away from the jail.
I didn't go to the jail.
But you're right here in the Sally Port.
This right here, I didn't block the Sally Port. I'm not blocking it.
Okay.
This whole area right here is a public section that you can walk up and down over and over again if you want to.
And which council members are you talking about?
I'm not going to answer any question. I don't want to throw anybody in the bus like that.
Okay.
It's a commission.
Answer any questions, but I have to answer questions.
Okay.
So that's kind of wrong.
No, we're afforded the Fifth Amendment right because everything you're doing here could potentially be leading you up to a criminal charge.
In reference to a criminal matter.
But anything
you can ask questions. This is tier 1 contact.
Okay, so if there's no criminal matter, then I don't have to answer any questions. I don't want to.
You don't, and you don't have to stand here either. You can just walk away.
I can.
You're wanting to stand here.
You came to me. She called you over here, and that's the way it goes. I don't want to have this conversation. I was just minding my own business, looking at the cat under the truck over here, looked at the white SUV with a dog over it.
See, do you understand where that kind of looks suspicious to us when you're looking underneath vehicles and around patrol vehicles and that kind of stuff?
I wasn't looking under a vehicle. I was looking at a cat.
You just said you were looking at a cat
Under
the vehicle.
It's not a patrol vehicle. It's just a regular old vehicle
How do
right
you know
there.
that's not a patrol vehicle?
I'm just guessing by the tag on it and by all that
That
like
could be
that.
an undercover vehicle.
Well, then that's good if it's an undercover vehicle.
So how do you know it's not?
I don't need to know if it's not. It's irrelevant to me coming over here and looking at it. If I want to check the tires on each one of your cars just to make sure you guys are in compliance with the Georgia code, I can come in here and do that if I want to. They're in public. They're in plain view. It's simple as that.
The cop asked the man if he needed help, as if that question would erase all of the nonsense that he had been saying. But the man only wanted one thing, for the cop to leave him alone so he could do what he wanted. The cop just looked confused. The man then smartly asked if there was a supervisor around, but the cop stayed silent. The man reminded him that calling a supervisor was part of his job policy. The cop, trying to talk his way out of it to avoid looking bad on camera, pretended he knew it was his job policy. He claimed he was just waiting to hear from the man which supervisor he wanted to speak with. The man explained he didn't care who the supervisor was, as long as it wasn't the cop himself. He suggested the cop call his supervisor or anyone else available.
So, I mean, if I can continue on doing what I'm doing, it would be great. And you don't have a supervisor?
Go ahead.
You don't have a supervisor here?
Go ahead, sir.
That's a question for you.
Well, he can't. My car is not a vehicle that is one of those. So
Hey, it's on a public property. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sergeant Brown.
But I still don't want to.
No one's filming your car. Go away. Just go.
No, we're not going to talk to people like that.
You're talking to me like that.
I have not raised
You're over here interrupting me, telling me I can't be here. You don't have to raise your
I've not
voice.
raised your voice.
I didn't say you're raising my voice.
And that's a female, man. Come on.
What does that female have to do with it? She's trying to stir something up that ain't even there.
But you're responding to it.
And you're responding to me for
Oh my God.
I know.
Okay. All right.
So do you have a supervisor?
What do you need? Who do you want to talk to?
Someone that's not you. A supervisor that's your
Okay,
supervisor.
but who do you want to talk to? You obviously have someone.
I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know.
I'm not a mind reader.
That's right.
Okay, so obviously you have somebody in mind that you want to talk to, and I want to make sure that you have exactly who you want to talk to. You want to talk to a lieutenant. Obviously, you've done this. You've done your research and your paperwork.
Well, just know
so
that
you know who that works here.
There's a structure.
So I want to make. Yeah, there's a structure.
It's common with every police department.
You get exactly who. This is not a police department.
Sheriff's office. It's,
Okay,
it's
so
with
I
every
wanna
law
make sure you
enforcement
get
agency. It's the
exactly
same.
who you want to talk to.
We're semantics there. Every law enforcement agency is the same.
It's not about semantics.
It has a corporal. It has a lieutenant. It might have an FTO. It might have a captain. It might have a chief deputy.
Honestly, that's not how the sheriff's office works.
But generally, it's about like that. So above the sergeant.
But like I told you, there's no one above the sergeant at this point. In
Okay,
time.
that's fine. Then I don't need.
So who do you want to talk to?
Who's your supervisor?
My supervisor, the sheriff.
That's the sheriff. That's it. All right, that's perfect. That's it. That's all I need.
That's who you want to talk to.
Now, even though this cop was sure he did everything right, all he managed to do was make the man feel scared and nervous. It's rather ironic because the cop was the one armed and surrounded by colleagues, while the man only had a camera. Despite having no reason to talk to the man, the cop refused to leave. What did he expect the man to feel? Anything but fear? Soon the sheriff arrived, and he was even worse than the cop, though it should have been the opposite. The sheriff didn't understand that the sidewalk and the driveway in front of the station are the same public space. He even thought the man needed to move away just to film. He even threatened the man, telling him he better do what he was told. But what was the sheriff aiming at here? What would happen if the man didn't obey?
No, since we're sitting here and you're telling me I can't be on this public section right here, that's a nice and easy just walk through here. I can't be here. Then that's why I want to talk to him. I want to file a complaint. Say, hey, this Sergeant Brown is trying to intimidate me. Say I can't be here.
I didn't intimidate you.
Well, that's what it's doing to me. It's making me scared and nervous.
It's making you scared and nervous for me having.
When a law enforcement officer with a gun, a taser, this and that comes over here.
A gun and a taser.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just stand right there.
Yeah. I have to stay here?
No, you can leave.
You said just stand right here. Which one? I just spelled the belief over there. I told him I was just filming.
Our government don't even allow anybody to film courthouse.
Yes, they DHS memo says they do, Sheriff.
From the road.
No.
Not walking on the property.
I'm on sidewalks.
I know. I work with the Marshal Service.
I did too.
I came here.
Yep.
You did?
In law enforcement, yes.
Okay.
So I was just doing a story
So
about
you
that.
know that when I tell you to stay on the sidewalk, if you're going to video, that you know that that's what you're supposed to do. If you don't,
Sheriff Whitaker, I was on the sidewalk.
You walked up in front of my jail.
It's the sidewalk right there.
You walked up in front of my jail. That
Right.
is not a city street. That is county property.
Okay.
Alley.
Yeah, I got with one of the commissioners and saw that there, and they said, yeah, that's all public in here.
Okay, what commissioner?
I don't want to give their name because I don't want to have any problems with them. I don't want to have them in trouble. Just had a question about
They're
it. So,
not in trouble.
well, I don't want you to have anything that's going on.
But I'm not going to have anybody that won't identify themselves come up on this property and be filming something that could be a possible threat in the future.
No threat.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
So if you want to film, you do it from the sidewalk.
Perfect. We got
but
it.
if one of these guys tell you something again and you're on this property, you better do what they ask you to do.
Well, Sheriff, there is up here in the front.
Not while you film.
When a cop saw a man with a camera in his hands, he immediately asked him what his business was that day. Do these cops even realize they're not allowed to speak to someone who hasn't broken the law? By endangering civil rights this way, they could not only lose their qualified immunity, but also their jobs. It seems so many cops think there are no consequences for them. Let's get back to our story. 3 more cops joined the force, including a female officer who claimed the man could film from the sidewalk because the place he was filming was supposedly private property.
Everything okay?
Yeah, how are you?
Very well, thank you. What are we up to today?
Not a lot. What are you up to?
Pardon?
What are you up to today?
I'm at work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be working then?
Well, you just rang the bell.
Oh, did it work?
Yeah. That's why I come out to you.
I thought it was abandoned in there.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
think the bell even worked.
Have we got a purpose for why we're here or not?
Yeah, I come to film this police station.
Okay, no worries. Well, like I said, it's a public place, okay? You can come around here, no problem, but ultimately, if you prefer do anything else, okay?
Yeah.
That's private property around there, so you can't go around there.
Is it? Where does it say that
around
then?
there?
There's no sign.
We've got private cars. We're not going to have this conversation, okay?
Okay then. Tried his luck to lie to us, but unfortunately he was wrong.
The woman sitting there with the windows eating a cob.
Yeah, munching. I can't believe he dared lie to us.
Fucking the
Not
bell
really.
actually worked.
All they do is lie. I didn't think that bell worked. It looked derelict. Did it look derelict? Didn't it? Oh, body camera's on. What's this then? Bully boy tactics.
No, it's like I said. If you want to vacate round that way, it's not a problem. You can go around there. You can film as much as you like. But right now, around here, you've got private cars. Okay.
So you want to do this properly? Identify yourself.
But
You want to
I can identify myself as PC Court.
Okay. Police station you from?
North Boss Police Station.
What about you?
Pardon?
Pardon, sorry?
Can you identify yourself?
Yeah, PCSO.
I've got no issues with you going around there, and I can talk to you. It's not a problem.
Yeah,
but
Froggatt,
I'd rather you just not be filming our private cars. That's the
Can
only
I
thing.
just say to you, when was you going to let us know you're recording?
Pardon?
When was you going to tell us you was recording us?
I don't need to let you know I'm recording. I'm in a public place, just like you're recording me.
Well, that's not what it says in your code.
I'm not going to argue with you, okay? So, like I said, if you want to go and talk to me around there, it's not an issue.
Can
not a
argue
problem.
with Chris Howard then.
Okay? So, we can go from there. You're from Lincoln, you lads, are you?
All I know is you're supposed to tell us that you started recording.
All right. We can agree to disagree. Just like you're filming me.
But when the man asked why there was no sign indicating this, they looked confused. I bet they didn't expect someone to stand up to them like this. The first cop then remembered to ask the man if he worked for someone. The man decided to just listen, which annoyed the female cop. She claimed it was rude for the man to demand answers while refusing to answer their questions. If cops really think this is what being a cop entails, well, maybe it's time for a career change.
Haven't you got your insignia on your shoulder?
Pardon?
Why are they not visible on your shoulders?
You can visibly see my number there.
It shouldn't be there,
Nothing
should
to be
it?
being invisible about.
And as well, you're forgetting your headwear.
Okay. Right now, okay, we're doing other stuff. Okay, so if you want to vacate that way, that's by all means you can carry on. But right now,
firstly, there is no sign saying that we can't be here. There's no private signs. Yeah. Secondly, under Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act, 1972,
which you
gives
should
us
know.
rights to access, private rights to access to any place that's open to the public.
Okay.
Or any place that's open.
I'm just trying to be polite and just say, look, you can film.
No, but you're not even adhering to your own policies or anything, or your dress codes or anything. You've got no headwear on. You haven't got your insignias on your shoulder. You didn't inform us you was recording. You didn't identify yourself. We've had to ask.
We've asked you to leave a private car park,
Now,
which
we've got this lady here.
you won't do. So you're asking us to do a lot, but you're not actually doing anything for us.
You have to. That's the difference.
Yeah, I have already. I've spoken to your friend. So we said to you, could you not film in this car park because it's private property. However,
well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're a police officer.
I'm on my break. Come round and we will.
So what are you addressing the public for? You've not got a uniform on. You're supposed to have a uniform on.
If you come round,
you do know you're supposed to show your insignia, and you're supposed to have at least a police top on.
I've seen two strangers go to private car park.
I just think you've all gone rogue. You think you can dress and do what you like. You've customised your uniform.
That's your opinion. However, like I said, we're not going to get into an argument about it. Okay.
Look, they're laughing and giggling. But they're not even, you're not dressed as police, you know that, don't you?
So why don't you ask questions, okay? Are you working for someone? Is this your job, is it? I may make a conversation.
We've got a Karen over here.
Okay. Like I said, what we'll do is, okay, we'll leave you to it, because clearly you've got better things to be doing than just speaking to us about not a lot. What we'll do is we'll go back into the police station. For any further issues, okay, or you want to speak to us about anything more than just trying to argue with me, then you can bell on the door. We'll have that conversation. Okay.
I'm just showing you you're powerless. Okay. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you. Have a good day.
They were curious about what the man was doing, so he gave them a very interesting answer. He told them straight up he was there to show them how powerless they were. It must have been quite a hassle for them to have someone put them back in their place, don't you think? This whole situation highlights the importance of knowing and standing up for your rights.
Yeah, showing you that you're doing everything wrong.
Have a wonderful day.
Gangsters, look, customising the uniform. The walk of shame. Two unidentifiable females.
Oh, there is somebody still at the door. There's actually somebody wanting to be helped.
Oh, is there? This is really interesting. There you go. He wants to approach us, but he's not even 100% legit himself.
This gentleman is actually here to make a legitimate call, so could you not film this gentleman, because he's actually come to see
you?
Yeah, and I'm going to go and talk to him, so I'm asking you politely not to film this member of public while I deal with his complaint.
You've got a spot on you, look.
If that's all right. Is that okay?
Bring him into
yeah, could you go and get the key so that doesn't... Thank you very much.
That's the right thing to do.
Dog in the car. Yeah, sure.
Hello. Toodle pip. See ya.
And then it saves it being in the car, doesn't it?
Can you get in? Karen. Oh, do you only speak when you're barking orders out? Yeah, I thought so. Typical.
Look, if you ask a legitimate question, we'll answer it, but you're just being quite rude.
Are you legitimate yourself?
You're just being quite rude.
Are you legitimate yourself, or do you think you can just go around rogue?
Are you under your oath today?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
I'm a PCSO.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah, I don't want to speak to you.
Okay, exactly. Don't come around
You're
here.
PCSO, you're not
You're on camera, so don't make lines.
I'm sorry about these gentlemen.
No, it's all right. No, you're
sort it out.
Right, you go in there.
We've been quite wonderful, boys. Right, have a wonderful day. Okay, thank you very much.
Wasted $2 grand. You can't even get it out.
Next up, we have a case where some cops confronted two journalists filming in the lobby of a library. Just look at how the cops approached the first journalist, grabbed his phone, held his hands, and arrested him without any explanation. Great, now they can be sued for battery. Lawyer up, my friend. The cops quickly made up a story to justify their actions, claiming to the other journalists that they were investigating a case where someone sprayed others with pepper spray. Well, why didn't they first conduct a detailed investigation before arresting anyone? Then the cop claimed they found pepper spray on the detained journalist. Does this look like they detained and searched him illegally, and only after finding the pepper spray did they decide to invent a story that fit their narrative?
No, whoa, why you touch me?
Got called because there's a battery.
That doesn't touch me. Don't touch me, Sergeant. Yeah, but I don't go. For what? What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed? For what crime? For what crime? For what crime? Did you? I'm just here recording. Is this guy involved in pepper spray? I didn't do anything. Who's the person that pepper spray? Huh?
Right now we're
trying to work. For what crime can I be detained for? I'm trying to work with you. Well, I just want you to tell me. I'm trying because one of you pepper sprayed him. Okay, not me. Says you. Right. Okay. Absolutely says me. Do you have any? We're going to find out who it is. Sure. I don't know whether it's. Well, I mean, did the investigation first before you start detaining people, right? Well, no, you detained. Well, I mean, hasn't he already admitted that it was him? Did this guy admit that he pepper sprayed?
He has pepper spray on him.
Okay, he admit that he is the person that pepper sprayed? I haven't answered any questions. Right. Can I take his camera so I can keep a camera on? That's all I want to do. His camera? Well, it's I do though. I know you like to show me. I would just like to keep one. See, the thing is, here's the deal. Is if I shut this camera off, it's no longer recording to show you. I can't show you and record. So if I could just get his camera, which is probably recording anyway. Why don't you just put your camera over there? In a minute, nobody's going to be filming, okay? All right. Why is that? Why don't you just... I honestly, this blew my mind. I'm trying to work with everything. I don't want to... This is his deal. I'll show you the video, absolutely, okay? I don't want to say anything other than that.
Then the cops asked the other journalist to show them footage from his camera to prove the first journalist wasn't guilty. However, this journalist didn't want to stop filming for his own safety and told the cop he could take his colleague's phone and check the evidence. But the cop insisted that it had to be his camera. It's obvious they wanted the journalist to stop filming so they could show their true colors.
Would you like to show me the video? Yeah, I guess so. Hopefully he's running. You can't get his camera? No. He's already a suspect in crime, so he's going to be taken in. Okay, well, I'm just going to keep rolling then. Well, why don't you just help me out? Because I don't want to stop recording. Is he innocent or is he guilty? I don't know. Do you want to? In my opinion, was my opinion. I do want to. But I don't want to stop rolling. Okay. This is the whole thing we're here. I would love to. You stepped towards me again. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm just. Second time I feel like people are like. It's the second time you took your left hand and started reaching towards my gun. No, not at all, sir. Let me give you 60. I'm sure your video is going to show as well as mine. But I would just like to. Why don't you do yourself a favor and us a favor? Why don't you show us the video? Okay, let's do it. What's your partner's name? What's his name? I can't give you. Good citizen. You know the deal, man. Flag t-shirt. Yeah. Okay. Don't answer anything. Because your camera didn't actually follow. Right. His may have. Right. Great. Based on just the audio, actually seeing the approach.
He won't get it today. See.
You want to show him? Mine's rolling. I mean, it's your cause. Yeah, he really should be let out of handcuffs by now. Come on, you guys saw that at least. Here's what I'm saying from this video, because at that point we don't have access to the cameras.
In the end of it all, it turned out the journalist was actually the victim of the attack. By the time the cops handcuffed him, the real suspect was already outside. These cops had one task, and they failed it in the worst possible way. The arrested journalist kept trying to tell them this, but they were too busy arresting him to listen. He explained that he just wanted them to take off the handcuffs so he could show them his camera footage and prove what really happened. And do you think the cops did that? Of course not at all. It was clear they weren't there to investigate, but to boost their inflated egos. They even asked him for the video, knowing he couldn't show them anything with his hands locked up. What kind of numbskull cops do that?
You don't have any statements. Okay, what about the decision in the flood? So determine if it was a mutual fight or if you were attacked. If you were attacked and it wasn't a mutual one, then yes, you were a victim and you're going to come out of his handcuffs. However, based on just the video, because this video doesn't follow the initial attack, right now we can't tell if you guys attacked each other at the same time or it's either you maybe 3 days without looking at the video. Well, you know, I would really help if you would tell us here this on the video that you might, hey, should I be let out of things of 6-1? For what reason am I being called in handcuffed? Because you are potentially a suspect in an assault. And I'm guiding them yes, suspect in this assault. That's too dumb. Wait, how is it? See this assault? And this is got to be around comedy. How can you show the best? If you show this the video, you know, right now this video isn't showing you how it went to. But then that way, this is here what they said. The best piece of information that we is going to be in your cap. So I mean, from my point of view, you're going to be able to see me at the same time. You know, it's what your camera shows. So we're saying the same thing in your camera twins. Oh, yes, some of the like speed was telling you like how would you be stuff for what is it? Boy, if I can get released out of the handcuffs, I will show you my video camera. Okay. Here's the one here. Who else are we?
We're checking Liz identity. Working out.
How are you checking my identity?
I just come back with that.
How would you be checking my identity? What's the secret?
It's
a question. Why you need law enforcement damages? What face? Facial recognition, fingerprints, what? With all places. Yes.
I don't know. It's all possible. Looking through on perspective.
I mean, I'm rolling, but I mean, how much are they going to use on certain finger or if they don't look? They're checking my identity to see what if I'm a criminal, if I have warrants. So that I have to go to jail. Is that what you're looking for? Because how does that determine whether I'm a victim? You are to say, like, you can put them in the back of a pen. It's not a thing. This is the reason. If you suspect in a crime, and Smith, I would fight, won't be waiting to get to the ring. Let's go. I didn't believe they. I mean, you're the victims. I mean, that's kind of, it seemed like Chuck's asking the how are you guys running my information? How do you know, like, hey, we're seeing funding to private operation. Just that is really happy to notice to show you my camera. I said, what's what he's showing you? Handcuffed. How is he going to show me here? Let's give one of our deputies a little shit. He never went in there. I wouldn't do that anything.
Would you? Let me see your phone. Hand me your phone. I mean,
that's the difference.
Because you're a law enforcement officer, what's that? Because you're a law. Well, young people, if I wouldn't do that, you wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I guess you and I are those people, though.